So what we're going to do is we're here to expose it, let people tell their story, and let everybody in the public see the horrors of the court system in Suffolk County, New York.
Long Island Backstory. Long Island's news alternative to the Newsday Cablevision news monopoly. With Chief Correspondent Gary Jacobs.
Hi, I'm Gary Jacobs, and welcome to another edition of Long Island Backstory, where we film at Cablevision Studios here in Hauppauge, New York. The world has changed so much since I went to high school and junior high school. In fact, they don't even call it junior high school anymore. Now they call it middle school. It's changed so dramatically even in the last 5 years with with social media, with cyberbullying, Common Core, and everything that's going on in the world. I thought it would be interesting to get the perspective of 3 teenagers who are currently in middle school and get their perspective on how everything is going. So I have 3 guests here today. To my left is Maya. To her left is Kim, and to her left is Cassie. So welcome to the show. These girls are very brave for coming out here. I know it's nervous, but we're not going to ask them anything that they don't know. So the first question is everybody wants to know, how should parents handle a bad report card? And I'm not saying that any of you girls ever get a bad report card. Of course you don't. But hypothetically, Maya, if you were to get a bad report card, how should parents handle that?
Parents should handle that with respect and stay calm with it and just say to try harder next time.
But what if they say they're already trying hard?
Then they should try harder than they're already trying.
Okay, and what about you, Kim? What do you think about that?
I think mostly the same thing.
No punishment?
No.
Just try harder?
Yeah.
But what if they're already trying hard and school's just too hard?
Then homeschool them.
Homeschool, you think that's a good idea? And what about you, Cassie? What do you think they should do about a bad report card?
They should just tell them to try harder and to not, give up in any subject.
So not make them feel bad about the report card. All right. What about video games? You know, right now I see a lot of these video games out there, and they have a lot of violence in them. They have killings, and everything's about shooting. And well, let's start on the end with Cassie. So with violent video games, do you think that they should be allowed to sell violent video games in the stores?
I think that it shouldn't get so violent, but, it depends on what age you are playing it.
So should your parents let you get something that has shooting in it at your age?
I wouldn't play it, but, maybe if there's people who are used to it, then they can handle it better than others.
What do you think, Maya? Do you think people are getting too used to that, though? People getting so used to seeing that violence?
Well, I think that they shouldn't be seeing that violence because that would influence them to do it when they get older, to get them used to getting them used to it and thinking that it's okay to be shooting people and just be having fun with it. So
right. So you think it desensitizes people in the way they get so used to seeing it? Mm-hmm. What about you, Kim? Do you play any of these violent games?
No, but I think they should be 16 or older.
Right.
So they don't.
But if you have an older sibling in the house and they have it, what do? Should the parents not let them see that?
Yeah, they should keep them out of the room.
Oh, okay. So now I have a question, because you guys probably all see with the president, everybody knows now Donald Trump, right? You've heard of Donald Trump running for president? So I have a couple questions about the presidential race. Do you guys talk about this in school?
Yeah.
So you just get it from home, or you see it on the news a little bit?
Yeah, whenever I turn on the TV, the news comes on, so.
Okay. Do you know who's running besides Donald Trump?
Hillary, Carson, I don't know who else.
Wow, that's pretty impressive that you even know that.
Did I pronounce his name right?
Yeah, Ben Carson, that was good. Or Hillary, you pronounced that right, too. Okay. So if you were going to vote and the election was next week, who would you vote for, Maya?
Donald Trump, he's a good man.
Yeah, why? You think he'd be a good president?
Yeah.
Okay, and what about you, Kim? Who would you vote for?
Donald Trump.
Any reason?
He has good hair.
You like his hair?
Yeah.
What about Hillary? She has nice hair, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I think Hillary has nice hair, too. So you think hair is the reason? Okay, and what about you, Cassie? Who would you vote for?
I don't know, because I don't know about anybody.
So you don't really pay attention to what's going on? I think most kids your age don't really pay much attention to what's going on. Now, we all know who the president is, right? Who's the president, everybody?
Barack Obama.
Okay. Now, Maya, if President Obama was sitting here right now, he's not going to come out, but if he was sitting here, what would you ask him?
I don't know.
Anybody else know? What would you want to ask President Obama? Would you want to ask him anything?
I have sent him a letter before.
Okay, what did you write in the letter?
I don't remember.
Did he answer?
It had something to do with my 5th grade school pet.
Uh-huh.
And it was like crabfish or something like that.
Did he answer it?
And yeah,
Oh, that was nice.
yeah.
Did you have a good answer?
He wrote this letter that said, I don't know, but then he had a signature.
Oh, that was cool, though. So you'll save that.
Yeah.
So one of the things when I went to school, everything was on paper, but now I know a lot of things are going digital, and a lot of your homework you can do online, and you can read textbooks online. What do you think about the difference between having an actual textbook and doing it online? Do you think you learn better from one or the other? What's your opinion on whether the schools should switch to everything digital or paper?
I think the schools should keep with paper because when people are on digital, the teachers don't know what they're doing behind the screen, so they could just click the home button and do whatever, and they're probably not even focusing on what's really in the paper. They're probably just looking around.
So you think it's like easier to cheat or not pay attention? if
Yeah,
it's
but then you
digital?
could just click the home button and then go look it up online.
Ah. And what about the trees, though? All the trees that are being killed. You have any concern
Yeah,
about that?
that's not right. It's not right.
Well, if it's going to be paper, they're going to have to kill the trees, right?
Well, but still, they should use like plastic or something.
I don't think plastic's so good for the environment either.
Well, whatever. They should. Oh, I don't even know.
But you're okay with paper. You'd rather have the paper if
The
you have the
textbooks
choice.
are already made. It's okay.
Okay. And what about you, Kim? What do you think about going to digital instead of paper?
I think we should go to digital because I think kids get bored like reading textbooks
Right.
on paper, and it's better for the environment because they're not wasting all that paper.
Right. And Cassie, what about you?
I like everything on paper, but it's better for like the environment to do everything.
Do you think you learn better if it's on paper? Do you think you absorb the material any better, or do you think there's no difference?
I don't think there's really a difference.
So you guys are brought up reading on computers. So now we're going to start with Cassie because she's been the last one to answer all the questions. So we're going to put Cassie on the spot. So right now, a lot of people are interested in reality TV shows. You know what those are? Like the Kardashians and Jersey Shore. Do you watch any of those shows, Cassie?
No.
No? Any reason why? You don't like them or you're not allowed?
It doesn't interest me that much.
No? And what do you think the fascination is, though, with that? People are trying to dress like these people, and what do you think the fascination was with your friends with these shows? You must have friends that watch it, right?
Not that much.
Not so much? Well, Maya's shaking her head, so we'll let Maya jump to this one. Do you like these reality shows?
That's all I watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's very interesting, but it's not real reality TV, but it's funny.
You don't think it's real?
No.
They just call it reality. Which was your favorite one?
Big Brother or The Amazing Race, but that's not necessarily reality, but we'll just go with that.
You don't watch like the Jersey Shore or the Kardashians?
My mom does.
Yeah, she likes that show?
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have to edit that part out. No, we'll leave that part in. I'm sure she's proud that she watches that show. But she also watches the news and teaches you about politics too, right?
Sure.
Okay, good. Good answer. Now, Kim, what about you? Do you watch any of these reality shows?
No,
So what do you watch on TV?
I don't really watch TV.
SpongeBob? No?
No,
You don't watch any TV?
I do, but not that much.
But not that much. So what do you do like for entertainment? You go on the computer?
I go with my friends, like
So in the evening though, what do you do when you're home? Do you read, talk with your family, play board games? No, not so much of that?
no.
Just a day goes by, maybe after you're done with your homework, there's not so much to do. I have another question about money, because a lot of talk right now, people are going through hard times, right? Especially here on Long Island. Some people don't have a ton of money to spend on their kids. Do you think if somebody has money that makes them happy? Because you've heard the saying, money can't buy happiness. Have you heard that saying?
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think? Is that true, or do you think money can buy happiness?
That's not true. Money can't buy love or family.
Okay, so what does make somebody happy then?
Love, family, and a dog or
A dog.
any animal.
Oh, that's good. So you have an animal? What do you have?
A dog and 11 or 15 fish. I'm not
Wow,
sure.
that's a lot of fish. And what about you, Kim? What do you think about money? Do you think that can make somebody happy?
No, because if you have like your family, then you can like spend time with them and stuff, and that should make you happy enough.
Oh, good. And what about you, Cassie?
I think if you have like family, you can be happy. If you like appreciate.
But what if you have no money to buy video games and go to the movies? Can you still be happy?
Yeah.
As long as you still have your family? That's good. So I see on the news, which you guys don't watch that much of, but I'm sure you hear about it in school, the cyberbullying. You all know what that is? So Cassie, what do you think about cyberbullying? What do you know about it? And do you ever know anybody who was cyberbullied?
Not really. But
Do they talk about that in school now?
sometimes we have like assemblies that teach us not to like bully anybody.
Right. Do you think that really hurts somebody, the cyberbullying, or do you think that they should just be able to forget about it and block it?
I think it could like mentally hurt somebody
Right.
because like they'll remember it forever if it like really hurt them.
Right, right. What about you, Kim? Do you ever know anybody who was cyberbullied?
No, because it doesn't really happen that much in our school.
Okay, that's good. You think that's because they talk about it, or you think just that there's good kids in your school? What do you think? Maybe it's just that you have. Maybe it's your friends are all good too. Maybe that's why, because you have good friends. What about you, Maya? Did you ever know anybody who was cyberbullied?
Maybe they kept it personal. I'm not sure.
Okay, but you never had anybody of your friends said that somebody wrote something bad about them? Like, what if you put something on Instagram and somebody didn't tag you or didn't like it? Would you be mad at them for not doing that?
Oh no, I really wouldn't even care.
No?
No.
What about you, Kim? Would you care if somebody... What if they unfriended you? It wouldn't bother you?
It wouldn't bother me. I just,
No. Okay, do you guys all have a Facebook?
Yeah.
So Cassie doesn't, Kim, you have Facebook, and Maya, you have Facebook. Is there like certain rules that your parents teach you on Facebook that you should or shouldn't do? What do you think, Maya?
No, I know that I shouldn't be bad on any of those social media sites, so I wouldn't.
But what if a stranger sent you a message and said, I think I know you, and sent you a friend request? Would you accept it?
No, I only accept the people that I know.
Okay. And what about you, Kim? Do you say you have a Facebook?
Yeah.
And
I
do your
don't really
parents?
use it.
You don't really use it. Do your parents check it to see what you put on there?
No, I don't post anything.
You know. What about Instagram? Do you have Instagram?
Yeah.
And do your parents check that?
No.
Do they know your password if they wanted to go in and check it?
No.
Okay. Do you think parents should know your password?
No.
Okay. What about you, Cassie? Do you have Instagram or any of those?
Yeah.
What do you have?
I have Instagram
And do you put a lot of stuff on there?
sometimes, like every week.
And do your parents ever look at it and say, Cassie, I don't like what you put, take that picture down?
No, my mom has an Instagram. But
Right. So she sees what you put, so you wouldn't put anything that's bad on there, right? What about protective parents? A lot of parents, some people say, oh, my parents won't let me do this, they're too overprotective, helicopter parenting, they call it, when the parents just are always there and like on top of you. So Cassie, what do you think? Are your parents overprotective?
They're protective, but they're not overprotective.
So it doesn't bother you how much they protect you and keep, you think that your parents should be protective like that?
Not really.
No, you don't think there's any dangers that they have to really watch out for?
Well, only like a little bit, but not like really overprotective.
Right. So what should they do to keep an eye on you? Should they know who your friends are and have their cell phone numbers?
I guess they should like meet your friends.
Okay.
Like,
Do you think they should know all your friends' cell phone and their parents' phone numbers?
maybe like their parents' phone numbers, but not really.
And Kim, what about you? When you go to your friend's house, should your parents know their parents?
Yeah. Because they might like be unsafe around you.
Right. What about you, Maya? Do your parents always know your friends' parents?
Yeah, my mom has everybody's phone number to make sure I'm A-okay.
And does she know them all? Like if you just went to a new friend that you met in school, would she ever just drop you off without knowing, even if the parents are home?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would, as long as she knows that you have good friends and knows their phone numbers.
She
then-
could trust me though, so there's nothing to worry about.
Right, right. Now, what about cell phones? Everybody has a cell phone? Do all your friends have cell phones? So, how old do you think a kid should be before they get their own cell phone?
Over 5 years old.
5 years old? Wow, that's young. Why do they need a cell phone at 5 years old?
Because they could play games.
So just for games?
And just in case there's an emergency, they should know how to click the buttons that say 911.
Right.
Just in case.
So it's good for safety reasons.
Yeah.
And what about you, Kim? What do you think about the cell phones? How old do you think a kid should be to get one?
Like out of 5th grade.
Out of 5th grade, you think is time to get it?
Yeah, because then you like go to like after school stuff.
Right.
Go to
So if you need help to call for a ride or something like that. Now, what about in school, Cassie? Are you allowed to leave your cell phone on in school?
No, some people keep them in their pockets, but you're really not supposed to.
Do you think that's a good rule, or do you think that they should be allowed to keep them in their pockets in case there's an emergency?
I think they should be able to like keep them in their backpack or like in their pocket, but like powered off just in case.
Right. So do you feel more safe when you have your cell phone, or do you feel like, you're separated when you can't check your cell phone or a message?
I feel safer when I have my cell phone when I'm like out somewhere, but like when I'm at home, I don't really care.
Yeah, so you're okay with just leaving your cell phone at the house and running out?
Yeah, I guess.
Doesn't bother you. What about you, Maya? Like, if you get a text message, you have to check it right away, or you don't, like, live with your cell phone?
I don't even bring my phone anywhere.
Okay, so you're not, like, addicted to it?
No.
You could take it or leave it?
I play with it like at night or like in the morning, but like I'm not on it like every second of the day.
So if you don't use it, really, we should probably tell your parents that they should just take it away. You don't need it, right?
Well, it's for emergency purposes.
Oh, okay. So you don't use it for, like, Googling stuff when you hear
No.
something you don't learn?
No,
you
I
don't know what
do.
it is you want to learn? You do Google stuff like
Not
that?
for that, but yeah.
So what do you Google?
Well, whatever. I don't
Just
know.
like if you don't know something, like if I told you a word and you didn't know it, would you just think to go to your phone and Google it and see what it means?
No, I would use context clues, but I would probably ask Siri if I were to do that.
Okay, so you would use your cell phone to learn, so it's actually, you're getting knowledge from it too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to ask about September 11th, because obviously you guys weren't born, right, during September 11th. So what do you know about September 11th? Should we start with Cassie?
I know the Twin Towers like came down.
Right. Do you know anybody who lost anybody in 9/11?
No.
So do you think this was like a really big event in our history that you think about a lot? Because it's sort of like you never lived it, and it's not talked about as much, is it?
Not really. Like the actual day that it like happens every year, I think about it, but not like every like day.
Right. So it's not like something that's close to you. What about you, Kim?
The person my mom works with lost her brother,
Right.
and
So that makes it a little bit more personal for you. So people talk about it more in your family.
only when I'm with her.
Right. But when you're with the person who lost their brother. So do you have any emotional attachment? Do you feel anything when people talk about 9/11?
I feel bad for the people who like lost.
Right. Okay. What about you, Maya? What's your feelings
I feel
about 9/11?
terrible. That is the worst thing that could have ever happened. It is.
Now, have you seen any of the videos of the towers coming down?
I don't want to see the videos. To be honest.
So you've never actually seen what the bad things that happened on that day. And do you know who did it?
I don't know their names. I don't remember.
Right. But do you know who were the people who attacked us?
The terrorists.
Right. Yeah. Well, the terrorists who attacked us. What about you? Do you know? Cassie, you know who?
No.
And do you guys know what we did after 9/11? Do you know what America did to try to get back at the people who did it? I said, no, Kim, shaking your head. I think you do. No? Okay. Well, I just wanted to know because, it's so far removed, a lot of people don't talk about it as much anymore. So kids your age really don't seem to have as much of an attachment and know what we did and the wars that we fought for that. Let me ask you, with the school year, what are you guys looking forward to about this school? This is a little bit lighter subject than 9/11. So, Maya, what are you looking forward to, or what are you dreading about the school year this year?
It's looking forward to meeting new people and learning new things.
Okay. And what about you, Kim?
I like meeting new people.
Yeah. You're not nervous about it, though? Getting all new class and new friends?
Not really.
No? What about you, Cassie?
I like meeting new people because like our schools are combined.
Uh-huh.
It's a different school, but I'm not really scared.
Okay, good. Let me ask you, but what about Common Core? You guys do you know what Common Core is? Okay, so let's start on the end with Cassie, the quiet one. We'll talk a little bit louder now. So what do you know about Common Core, Cassie? Do you know what it is?
I know it's like a new curriculum that we're doing,
Right.
but I don't know a lot about it.
Okay, and what about you, Kim? Do you know anything about Common Core?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? What don't you like about it?
It makes the problems harder than
The test problems?
Yeah, it has more steps than it needs to be.
Right. Do you feel pressure about the testing for Common Core?
No.
Not really. And what about you, Maya?
I think it's silly that we're that we're needing to be tested on these things, even though we could just solve them the easy way. And if we don't, then we would, if we don't, then we wouldn't get like credit for it, even though it's the right answer. We solved it wrong.
Right. Do your teachers talk about whether they like it or not?
When Common Core started,
Right.
the teachers got upset. They didn't even know how to do it.
Right. But you think now everybody's settled into it and they're okay with it, other than you don't like the way you have to get the answer?
Yeah.
You're okay with that?
Kind of.
Now, what about, let me ask this, because a lot of the Common Core, it has to do with judging the teacher by how the students do in their class. Cassie, do you think that's fair to judge a teacher by how the kids do?
No, not really.
No, why not?
Because if the kid doesn't pay attention, if
Right.
it's most of the class, most of the classes that the teacher teaches, then it's kind of that she's not teaching it right.
So you think just if one or two classes they don't do well, it's not really the teacher's fault?
I guess not.
Okay. And what about you, Kim? You think that the teachers, if the kids don't do well, that the teachers shouldn't really be rated that well if the kids don't do well?
No, because it's kind of the way the kid's mind works.
Right.
Because they all think differently.
Right. So it's just the luck of the draw whether they get good kids in that class or not. What about you, Maya?
I think that nobody should really be blamed for it. If the kid isn't paying attention in class, then it's the kid's own fault. But
what about can't the teacher make the kids behave?
What do you mean?
If the kid's not behaving, isn't that part of being a good teacher, is getting the whole class to stay in line and to be focused?
Yeah, if the teacher's boring them to death, then I wouldn't blame the kids.
Right. So so really it is part of the teacher then too, right? So I guess what you're saying is it's a combination. Some kids are just bad. Well, now right now we're talking about the kids being bad and not paying attention. You know what they call that, right? The kids who don't pay attention, they say, what do they have?
ADHD.
Right. So you hear the ADHD. What do you think about that? Do you know any kids who have ADHD?
I'm reading this really good book, which when a kid has it, and it seems very difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody personally.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you don't have any kids that you think, wow, that kid's got ADHD?
I don't know.
Okay. And what about you, Kim?
I don't.
You don't know anybody who has that?
No,
Okay. And you hear people talking about it though in school?
not really.
Okay. What about you, Cassie? You don't know anybody? Do you know what about kids taking medication who have ADHD? Do you think that the kids should be on medication if they have ADHD and they're hyper in class? Do you think that the parents should put them on medication so that they behave better? What do you think, Maya?
I think the kids should just be themselves and let their normal selves take over what they're really supposed to be learning. You know?
Right.
Don't let medicine help everything.
Right. Well, that's good. What about you, Kim?
I kind of agree with Maya, but if it is that bad, then they should take them to a school for that.
Right. It's like a separate class maybe for kids who are hyper, so they don't disrupt the rest of the class. And what about you, Cassie?
I don't think they should put them on medication.
No. Okay. Let me ask this: if there's one thing, if you can go to the principal tomorrow, and the principal may be watching the show, right? So
Yeah.
remember, this is your opportunity. I'm going to ask each one of you the same question. If you could go to the principal and change one rule in the school, what would it be? Who wants to go first?
Let's start at the end.
We'll start at the end with Cassie. What do you think? Could you think of any rules that you want to change, or is everything perfect in school?
Maybe more a minute or two in between classes. 'Cause,
Okay.
we barely have any time to and you usually get in trouble if you're late to your next class.
All right, so you don't have time, you're saying because you don't have time to get there, you want more time to talk to your friends for a minute or so and relax a little in between, or just you can't get there in time?
You have to rush to get to the next class.
Oh, really? So you don't even have time to stop and say hi to your friends or at your locker?
Sometimes I do.
So what do you think, an extra minute?
Yeah.
Okay, we hear that, principal? We need one more minute because Cassie needs time to get to her class. Okay, Kim, what's your rule that you'd like to change?
Okay, I agree with Cassie, but I think we should also change the new bell.
Okay.
Oh my
Sounds
God.
like the announcement thingy.
It's not a good bell?
No.
What does it sound like? Okay. And what do you want it to sound like? Should be a nice relaxing music. What do you think?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, not really.
What
But,
should it be?
like beep beep beep. Not just
Okay.
beep.
Not just one beep, but like several beeps. That would make it better. Maya, do you have anything that you'd like changed?
I agree with Cassie and Kim.
Okay, but you have your own rule, I'm sure. Right?
I think our school is perfect.
Maya, that's getting brownie points. There's got to be something you'd like changed. Nothing?
No, I mean, I agree with them. I mean, that should be changed.
Those two things are
But
good.
we had the normal bell that was like beep, 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 beep. And now we have this really weird bell that's like beep, and it sounds just like the announcement bell. So I keep on thinking that it's the announcement bell, but it's not.
Oh, okay. Well, that should be easy to change, so maybe they'll listen to you on that. Well, let me ask, we're starting to run a little bit short on time, so tell me what's special about your school, Maya? Anybody want to go first? Something special about your school? Okay, let me ask you this. What makes, because I know you girls are all friendly, and the three of you are friends, but what makes somebody a good friend? Maya? What makes somebody a good friend?
If they're nice to you and if they're caring.
Okay. Kim?
Like if they care about other people too, and not just their friends, but they like include other people.
So that just makes them a nice person too. That's who you like to be friends with. And what about you, Cassie?
They're like there for you, like.
If you're having a bad day or something?
Yeah, and they don't like leave you out.
Okay. Now, when it comes to testing, because there is some pressure, right, for tests, everybody wants to do well in school. Is there a lot of cheating that goes on in school? Do you know anybody who ever cheated?
No.
No.
They might have cheated, but they probably haven't told me, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, if you could cheat but not get caught, would you do it?
No.
No. What about you, Kim?
No.
Cassie? No, you wouldn't do that? Okay, we're coming down to the end. We did have a lot of stuff to talk about, but we ran out. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up the show? To your friends, you want to say hi to any of your friends, your teachers, your family? Maya, go first. I'm sure you want to say hi to your brothers and sisters,
Hi, Jake.
your mother, your
Hi,
father,
Megan.
stepfather,
Hi, Matt.
everybody.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Brian. Hi, Dad. Hi, everybody else in my family.
Do you have a dog?
Hi,
I don't know
Nikki.
if he speaks English, but I think you mentioned you have a dog, so you said hi to him. Kim, you want to say hi to anybody? You look right over at the camera.
Hi, family.
Okay, and Cassie, what about you? Your first time on TV, you're going to remember this forever, so I think you say hi to anybody you want.
My family.
And your friends in school?
Hi, friends in school.
My friends in school.
Okay. Thank you for joining us here at Long Island Backstory, and thank you to our three brave guests over here. And I think they did a terrific job. Please remember to like us on Facebook. Go to Long Island Backstory, and you could also check us out anytime on YouTube. Thank you for joining us.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.